This is MaxPreps Friday Night Live.
First Friday of November is here. Playoff football in the air. What a time of year it is. I am Steve Montoya. This is Friday Night Live, and to my left, back once again, is Chris Stonebreaker. Welcome back to the show after 2 weeks off, pretty much.
Basically, yeah. I mean, I was in a fill-in role last week, as we spoke about. You know, I wasn't completely there. I was in the AAA trying to get my way back into the majors, but I'm back because Zach Poff isn't here. So wait.
Don't speak too soon.
I won't.
Zach will actually be on the show here in just a bit. So he's not completely gone.
Exactly.
We just sent him back down to the AAA.
Good.
All right. Anyway, it's time to bring up that playoff map showing which states are in postseason mode right now. And you can see all the states in blue are playing playoffs tonight and this weekend. New states like Alabama, Arizona, Colorado, Florida, Ohio, and many more are starting this week. And then all the states in the darker color will get going next weekend. Alaska, the lone state that is completely done, Chris. You know, the states in the dark colors not in postseason tonight. It's pretty much playoff atmosphere because many teams are fighting to at least get in.
Yeah, and that, of course, means that people need to quick score the games because it becomes even more valuable to people out there. But now, as playoffs begin in most states, the excellent 25 didn't really change much at this part in the year, as it was still, late in the season. Bishop Gorman, though, still holds on to the #1 spot in the excellent 25, presented by the Army National Guard. However, postseason play means big games and potentially bigger victories, meaning Bishop Gorman is by no means a lock to finish #1. So let's bring in National Football Editor Steven Spiewak. And Steve, late regular season play usually shows little movement, as the playoffs will weed out the pretenders. So let's discuss the lone new team, Hudson of Ohio. And are they a contender or are they a pretender?
Well, I definitely think they're a contender, Chris. At this point in the season, it's not about reputation, it's about resume, and Hudson's resume speaks incredibly loudly. They are 10-0, led by their head coach, Ron Wright, and I think they really jumped out to people on the national scene after their victory over Mentor. Mentor, of course, one of the top public school programs, one of the top programs overall in the Cleveland area and in the state of Ohio, but Hudson knocked them off, and they are averaging over 39 points a game with quarterback Mitchell Guadani tossing 29 touchdowns. They have a first-round matchup against Perry High School, but in the second round, they could face St. Ignatius. So it's good that Hudson has some momentum heading into the playoffs, but that second-round matchup could be a doozy for them. Guys, we know that the Ohio Division I state bracket is basically as tough as it gets. With teams like Centerville, they're undefeated. They're also 10-0. They're on the opposite side of the bracket from Hudson. Of course, the alma mater of the likes of Kirk Herbstreit and linebacker A.J. Hawk. They're led on offense by running back Spencer Crisp, their standout dynamite player. Guys, something to keep an eye on, though. Half of their 10 wins, so 5 of 10 victories, have come by 1 touchdown or less, so 7 points or fewer. And sometimes in the playoffs, if the ball bounces the wrong way, that could make the difference. So they've had some narrow victories, but they too have a little momentum coming off a big victory over Huber Heights Wayne. And finally, the team that entered the season as our #1 team in the state of Ohio and the favorite to win the Division I state championship bracket, the St. Edward Eagles from Cleveland, Ohio. I don't think many people would argue that they are the most talented team in the state, and they are coming off a big victory over their rival, St. Ignatius. What I love about the Ohio Division I state bracket, no matter what part of the state you're in, whether it's the southwest corner in Cincinnati, up in the northeast corner, the Cleveland area, or anywhere in between with the Pickerington schools, the Dublin schools, there are teams that could take home this bracket from all parts of the state, and it's really one of the most fun brackets to keep an eye on in November.
All right, thanks, Steve. And you can find all playoff brackets on MaxPreps.com right now. Just go to MaxPreps.com/playoffs. All right, Chris, before we get too far ahead, let's take a look back a little bit in the month of October and the top 10 plays of the month. All right, we're going to start this one off with Greg Maxey in the state of Texas. High and over the two defenders for the catch. Love his last name, Maxey, here at MaxPreps. You got to love that last name. And you just got to love the concentration there as he goes over the two defenders for the score. The QB loves receivers like that, Chris. That's a catch, and it's only play number 10.
Could be a catch of the year nominee. But at 9, we have another catch of the year nominee. At Crescenta in California's Brian Gatsby connects with Chase Walker for a touchdown grab the defender did not see but felt on his back as Chase Walker reaches around the defender and he traps the ball with his left hand on the back of the defender after falling to the ground, shows the ball to the ref after getting up for 6. Great play.
You know I love defense, Chris. So, got to show one here. This is Matt Boyle, who gets the interception, looks completely down. QB's trying to get him. No, I don't think so. Boyle goes into the end zone. The tip drill lands in his hands. That's great. They got the interception. The sideline's loving that. But they love it even more when he breaks free, gets by the big guys, beats the quarterback into the end zone. That's a pick 6.
7. This is one of my best plays, the best plays I've really seen in a really long time. Willie Smith here, as you see, just takes the ball after hitting the gap. It was like he was the running back himself. Now, on top of him making a great play, his name is Willie Smith, so it's Big Willie style right there. To the house, 4-6. One more time, thank you. Handoff right into the gut, but the quarterback couldn't pull it out for the option fast enough, and Big Willie goes in for the touchdown.
Amazing play. That should have been higher. Who's picking these plays?
I don't know.
All right, from one Smith to another. This time, it's Josh Smith in the state of Georgia. He is a man on a mission. He doesn't care if he has to juke every defender and use every part of the field. He's going to find a way to get it into that end zone, and Chris, he does it. Hey, call off the tow truck. You don't need to wheel him away. He's in the end zone. Touchdown.
Feel sorry for the person who's getting their car towed. Now, the Mosley Miracle. What makes this play so special is they scored twice in the final 2.5 seconds against Golf Breeze. Right here, falling incomplete pass. Mosley quarterback Dylan Brown dropped back and is heaving the ball towards the goal line. A defender tips it, and it then comes down at the 5-yard line in the hands of Raekwon Jones for the game-winning TD with no time left. And like the best part of high school sports is the celebration after the plays. As you see, tipped ball right into the hands and touchdown.
Hey, it's
for the game-winning 12.5 seconds, 2 TDs.
All right, the state of Alaska now. Justice Ugafa looks completely down. He has no way to go into the end zone, but flipping in. Are you kidding me? The Alaska native. During the original film, you can hear people yelling, oh yeah, we got him, he's down, no way he's getting in, oh, this is a 10-yard loss. How about we just flip like you're landing into a pool? But no, you're landing into the end zone. What a play in the state of Alaska.
Now, last year, Derek Dick had the kick return heard around the world as he took a squib kick into the end zone with no time remaining to stun Copper's Cove. This year, he is at his old tricks for the A&M Consolidated in Texas. Derek Dick with the 80-yard kickoff return TD against College Station, punctuated by a Gronkowskiism slam right here of the defender near the end of his run. We're going to show this one more time, especially that throw. Get out of the way. Let me get to the end zone. Why are you there? Everything he probably was saying, but you couldn't see it because he had a mask on.
Looks like you versus me in our annual Thanksgiving Turkey Day game that you can't participate in this year.
Yes.
All right, we're going now to Omaha North. Markel Vaughn with the punt return, and what looks to be a nice 10 to 15-yard punt return turns into one of the best returns we've seen all year long, Chris. We're still trying to figure out how he got free of all those defenders. And you know he's going to get in once he got through all those guys. He goes into the end zone. This one got a lot of views across the internet. He was a popular person for very good reasons because of plays like this, Chris. When he gets caught up here in the middle of the field, you're thinking, no way. It almost seems like he got his face mask ripped off right there or his shoulder pads. He keeps it going, keeps his feet in incredible to see. That's play number 2. You're saying you got a better play than that, Chris?
You're the one that picked it, so I will tell you right now, I do have a play that's better. As if catching a ball going full speed down the sideline with the defender trying his best to not let it happen was not difficult enough. Add pads and a helmet, then be blindfolded and you will be Sam Wisniewski in this play where he makes the catch behind the defender's back for the hashtag MP Top Play and the play of the month of October. He even had the presence of mind to keep his feet inbounds and then slip away into the end zone while after transferring the ball between hands behind the defender's back to cap off a 54-yard scoring play. Great concentration. I don't even know if it's concentration because he barely could see the ball, so he couldn't really concentrate it on anymore, but to have the wherewithal to still catch, turn, keep the feet, and go in for the end zone. Great play, and that's our play of the month.
Remember this for later.
I will.
That was a playoff game where he made that catch. All right, we missed great plays in our top 10. There's got to be more amazing plays or even trick plays, things like that. And our guy Zach Poff has us covered. Zach, you got some more plays that the viewers should see.
I tell you what, those were 10 sick plays in the month of October, but these 5 I'm about to show are maybe the most memorable for the month of October. So let's start it off. And the onside kick heard around the world. The Hebron Hawks against Allen High, the number 3 team on the X125 rankings, presented by the Army National Guard. And Caleb Sauter fools the special teams for Allen and comes up with this onside kick. And you'll get another look at it and check out Caleb Sauter. You'll see him highlighted here in a sec. Allen thinks he's going on the sideline. He's chilling right there. Legal play, of course. And no one is there. He recovers it. Allen might have won the game, but Hebron won the internet that night. Over 2 million views so far. Set out to Connecticut. Bill O'Malley, the quarterback, hands it off. And check out Malik Wilder, who gets it off. And he's got blockers in front, known as the cuckoo play. And he takes it all the way for the game-winning touchdown. They were down 21-20. He takes this in for the score with 5 seconds left. The bench is going cuckoo. That might be my favorite part of this play. Now let's head out to Florida and check in on Bishop Kenny's Charles Wade. One-handed INT, and he's going to take this back to the house. The 3-star commit for Wake Forest is going to ball at the wide receiver position, and he's showing his hand skills right there with the sick interception. Takes it back to the house. And let's head out to Washington. Maybe the best name in all high school football, Walla Walla High. Reed Magnagi, the holder. Bad snap, the kicker. Gardner saves him. Magnagi is going to get it back to the kicker, Ethan Gardner, who shows the coach, I got some wheels. I want to get some PT at running back and wide receiver. And he takes it in for the unconventional 2-point conversion. Now check this out again. The snap, a little low. Outstanding job by the kicker, Gardner, to stay with it. Flipped it just how the offensive coordinator and the special teams coordinator drew it up. They get it back to the kicker. He shows off his wheels, and he's going to take it in for the 2-point conversion. And Walla Walla getting in on the memorable plays for October. Number 1, my favorite catch, Terrell Chapman, the University of Miami commit, goes up with one hand. Look at that. Wow. I mean, words can't explain how great of a catch that was. And you get another look right here, the slow-mo action, back of the end zone, one hand, double coverage. I got this, coach. So I believe we got some more entertaining catches coming up here, Steve.
All right, we're going to bring in our National Football Editor, Steve Spiewak. We have Zach Poff, and we have you. We're going to look at 4 unbelievable catches, and we also want to hear from you, the fans, on which catch is the best you've seen this year, because we really have a tough time breaking down these catches and which is more impressive and difficult versus the others, and we are all going to have maybe a different opinion. We don't know. I'm going to show you the 4 catches right now, starting with the catch in Texas. We remember this from earlier in September. Kofi Boateng, you're going to see him here from Lamar High School. He's going to catch this behind the defender's back and go for about 10 more yards. That's one. Now we're going to go to Wisconsin. We saw this in our top plays of the month. Sam Wisniewski behind the back. He pulls it in, similar to Kofi, but he goes in for the touchdown. Then the one-handed catches. Terrell Chapman reaching up. What a catch there. And then finally, we're going to go to Texas, the halfback pass play here. Carson McCoy reaching out and making that catch, Chris. Ooh. Those are amazing catches all around. All impressive. Hard to tell which one is the best. But we have our experts here, starting with Steve Spiewak. Steve, tell us which one is your favorite catch so far this year.
Really hard to choose, guys, but I'm going to go with the catch made by Sam Wisniewski out in Wisconsin. I think this plays the total package. First of all, you see it's about a 40-yard pass from the quarterback who's committed to Bowling Green. Then the concentration to make the catch basically without seeing the ball whatsoever. And then to top it off, he dances down the sideline and stays in bounds. I think this is the total package. Just overall extremely impressive throw, catch, and balance. And for him to find the end zone, just the icing on the cake.
All right, thank you, Steve. Now we're going to go to Zach. Zach, are you with Steve Spiewak, or you got a different opinion?
Sorry, Spiewak, I got to disagree. I'm going with a 2015 Miami recruit commit, and that's my boy Chapman. I mean, this is the best catch I've seen all year. Just the athleticism, the great hands. I mean, this is like a rebound. Give me that touchdown. That's my favorite catch, and I think it's going to go down as the catch of the year here in 2014.
All right, we're going to vote on that. That's why we're doing this.
Yeah.
And now it's your turn. Chris, do you agree with either of those guys, or are you on your own kind of guy?
I'm going to play that role right now.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to be that guy. I'm not going with either of them. I'm going to go with the halfback pass out in Texas, Tybee High School, Carson McCoy. And I'm going with it because he was a true teammate. It was a halfback throwing him the ball. He made the halfback look good, gave him an extra stat. He might have never had a TD pass in his life. Carson goes up, horizontal, makes the acrobatic one-handed catch. I also envy this type of play a little bit because it's with grace and pizzazz, and it's something that I can't really do. So I like that sort of play over just catching the ball when you can't see it. So I like more of the athletic side of those acrobatic plays over the can't see the ball and just trapping it.
I got you.
In my opinion, and my opinion doesn't really count for much. So.
Well, it does, and those are all amazing. We don't want to take away from any of those catches. Guess what?
What?
I'm rolling with you, Chris.
Are you really?
I think that play was pretty amazing. I know Zach and Steve won't be happy
You
about that.
just surprised me on that one. That was.
I think that was pretty impressive. But like you said, our opinions don't matter.
No.
In the long run, we're going to take it to a vote by our fans out there. So if you're watching this in one of our news articles and you want to vote below, do that. Or if you're watching us live right now, hit us up on Twitter. Let us know which one is your favorite catch, or use any of our social networks to vote on which catch should be the catch of the year. But Chris, we still have about a month and a half left of high school football, so we may see some Hail Marys or some amazing catches in postseason that could top any of those.
Yeah, we want to make sure that everyone uses the hashtag #MPTopPlay. That's how we find out about each of these plays first and foremost, and we can bring them to you right here on Friday Night Live. Now, Steve, these past 2 weeks, we had a quarterback that had 6 touchdown passes in each one of the games. Do you know who that is?
Jake Browning of Folsom?
No.
Oh.
But when he gets to the pros, we'll be doing a segment just like this called Way Back When. But no, Ben Roethlisberger. And just to say thank you and congratulations and good job and a that a boy, we're going to do a little segment for you this week right here on Friday Night Live. And we are going to do Way Back When with Big Ben Roethlisberger. And Ben Roethlisberger stood 6'5", 185 pounds going into his freshman year of college, so probably a little lighter during his high school days. So not the 240-plus pounds he is right now, but ironically, Ben did not play quarterback until his senior year, giving way to the coach's son, Ryan Height. But come that senior year at Findlay High in Ohio, located 47 miles south of Toledo, he ended up throwing for a state record 4,041 yards and 54 touchdowns while leading the Trojans to their first playoff victory and to the regional semifinals of the 1999 OHSAA Division I playoffs, losing to City Grove and ending the year with a 10-2 record. Ben has thrown 6 TDs in 2 consecutive games for the Steelers, but in high school, Ben threw for 8 TDs in a single game. As a junior, he played wide receiver, catching 57 balls for 757 yards. Big Ben was a total athlete for the Trojans, captaining football, basketball, and the baseball teams. According to sources, Big Ben played point guard and ultimately set the school's scoring record. Then on the diamond, he was a 300 hitter and shortstop, making all-league and all-district in both sports.
So you're saying he was pretty good?
I'm saying he was pretty good. And when you watch the highlights and you're like, how did he just go to Miami of Ohio?
Yeah.
But it just shows you, I mean, he didn't start, he wasn't in the eye of all the recruits and of the recruiters, and then finally got his opportunity, and he sure did shine. I mean, he blew out all records. Like 54 TDs was like double what the other record for the school was before it, and then on top of it, 4,000 yards. So they changed their offense in order to incorporate Ben Roethlisberger and his talent, and then it showed, and he ended up going to Ohio, and then ended up winning 2 Super Bowls. So not bad.
Not bad at all. And you see some NFL quarterbacks like Big Ben, Russell Wilson, Kaepernick, Brady, Aaron Rodgers. All these guys were not the highest recruits in the world, but look at them now. They're they'd rather have what they're doing now than 5 stars. I think.
I'm sure right now having that paycheck is a little nicer than 5 stars on 24/7. Yeah. Nothing against 24/7. Great.
All right, Chris, what's your favorite part of high school sports?
The rivalries, probably. Yeah.
It's got to be. I'm going to a game tonight where 2 cities, 10 miles apart from each other, and they don't like each other on the field.
Right.
That's the best thing about high school sports, a good classic rivalry. And luckily, MaxPreps has been able to see many of those this year with the MaxPreps Rivalry Series presented by the Army National Guard. This season, 18 different high schools from all over the country we got to see in 9 different states. And this Friday, tonight, November 7th, we will visit Atlanta, Georgia for our last stop of the 2014 season, Flowery Branch up against Gainesville. You can visit more by going to maxpreps.com/rivalry series to see more videos, photos from those intense rivalries from across the country. It's neat to see what other states do and how their rivalries take place.
And we kind of have like a little rivalry going on here at MaxPreps-ish. Not really, because Zach Poff and I, we kind of have a little rivalry. Once he did the fill-in, and now
the fantasy show.
The fantasy show, and he took me last week by 2 points, which was just because he took a defense I picked. Anyway, besides that, I like to bring him back in because I just like the guy in general. And right now, let's bring Zach Poff in. And Zach, please tell me about some recent college commitments, because I know you know all there is to know.
And before we get to these 3 recent commits, I just wanted to tell the folks that I'm up 5-4 this year in the season total on the Fantasy Football Show. Go to maxpreps.com and check out our high school fantasy show. But more importantly, let's get to those 3 top commits. We're going to head out to Honolulu, Hawaii, and check in on Canton Kamatule from Punahou. And this dude's an absolute beast. 4-star defensive end, 6'7", 290 pounds, currently on 24/7 Sports, rated as the 4th best strong side defensive end, and of course, the #1 player in the state of Hawaii. And last Saturday, he was up in Eugene checking out the Oregon-Stanford game, and he didn't plan on committing last weekend. He loved Eugene so much, loved the environment, and he decided to commit to Oregon last Saturday. I guess it did help, though. Oregon won pretty big against Stanford. And during his trip, he also got to meet a Hawaiian legend, Shane Victorino, the Flying Hawaiian. And he said he felt aloha on the mainland when he was up in Eugene. So he'll be a guy to pay attention to at Oregon next year. Now, getting to the other side of the rock on the offensive line, big old 6'6", 300-pound offensive tackle, Austin Clark from Rockbridge County. This dude's an absolute monster. 4-star offensive lineman, 22nd rated offensive tackle in the country on 24/7's composite rankings. Also ranks in the top 10 in the state of Virginia. Now, last Monday, he flipped from South Carolina and decided to go ball for Frank Beamer and Virginia Tech. And Clark is the most highly touted offensive lineman commit since landing Norfolk Maury star and current Cleveland Brown Vincent Painter in 2008. This guy's the king of pancakes, baby. He needs to ink a deal with Miss Buttersworth. Now, speaking of guys that are absolute freaks athletically, let's head out to Plantation, Florida. American Heritage's 4-star QB, Torrance Gibson. And if you have not seen this kid play, this guy is absolute money on the football field. Now, back at the opening back in July, the big tournament going on for Nike in the opening featuring some of the best athletes, Trent Dilfer said he was the #1 overall athlete in his opinion. And Torrance Gibson, this kid is one of the best playmakers in the country. Now, he committed to Ohio State last Monday, and that's the 6th recruit under scholarship now that Urban Meyer's got in the quarterback class. The thing I love most about Torrance Gibson is this kid is he's got competitiveness in his blood, and he's ready to compete for Ohio State. And he led American Heritage to a state title last year. This kid is absolute dynamite on the gridiron. I can't wait to watch Torrance Gibson ball in Columbus next season. Back to you guys.
Hey, thanks, Zach. All right, time to learn about another potential college recruit, and this Get to the Game presented by American Family Insurance.
Get to the Game, presented by American Family Insurance. Terry Godwin, a 5-star recruit in football, also stars in baseball and basketball for Callaway High in Hogansville, Georgia.
I think playing 3 sports keep him focused, and when he's out there, he gives it 110%.
He likes to compete with the best. If he hears someone is great, he wants that challenge with them.
Playing 3 different sports, it's a great thing to do. It's a lot of ways that one sport can help another.
For a young man to walk off the football field onto the basketball court to the baseball field is very rare, but it shows a work ethic and toughness. He doesn't have a day off, and he shows up to work each day.
Terry applies that same work ethic to his academic career with a dream of getting his college degree.
When you play football, you get hurt, you might be out the rest of your life, but you can always look back at the diploma.
It's about getting that degree at the end of the day, and I feel like Terry can go far with that. Be a businessman, own his own team maybe one day. I love for him to dream big.
My mom, with the academics, being on top of everything, it's big for me. Without her, I don't know where I'd be right now.
Terry knows he wants to give back to his community some of the support he's received, potentially as a coach himself.
Terry's like a role model for the kids. They look up to Terry like he's already a superstar. If he came back and tried to instill positive things into these kids, I think they'll go far.
Yeah, I always inspired by being a coach. He said he wanted to teach other kids how to play and let them progress up to a level that they had never progressed up to. The reason I like to be a coach is because I think I have the knowledge and knows what it takes to get to the next level. There's some stuff I have to learn that I can come back and help the little kids learn.
To watch more inspiring stories about these incredible athletes and their dreams, visit amfam.com/gettothegame.
It's great to see. We always see the top prospects on the field. Yep. It's great to learn a little bit more about them off the field. Seems like a great kid. Great piece there.
Yeah, now, Steve, this show, if you like plays, this was the show to tune into this week. We've got the top 10 plays of the month. We had 5 extra viral videos. We had great catches. But you know what? To end the show, we're going to end it off with something I know everybody looks forward to each and every week. And that is our top 10 plays of the week. I'm back. Sorry, Zach, but not sorry. I begin my comeback with a play that took a lot of effort and asked for everyone to get involved. Evangel Christian Academy of Louisiana was playing Washington when QB Connor Curry hands off to running back Jamarcus Mims, who laterals it to tight end Jonathan Jones, who then backward passes it across the field to Curry, who then throws a 23-yarder to wide receiver Tanner Ash for the first down, and then some. Could have been a number 1 if it went for a TD, but how about that for the start to number 10 plays of the week?
All right, we're going to head from that play to Maryland, a JV game. We don't care if it's JV, Frosh, varsity. If you make a play like this, you're going to get on the show. That is Grant Userious Clark for the touchdown there. We're going to see it again right on the sidelines. Great camera angle here. The beautiful one-handed catch while the defender's on his back. The crowd along the sidelines are, you serious, Clark? He's going to score. They're like, what the heck? That happened? It did. Touchdown.
Great camera angle right now. Now, screen passes are all about the setup, and Maria Carrillo, quarterback Walker Rotherham, pulls it off to perfection with the screen pass to running back Alex Nathurda, who zigzags his way from his very own 20 all the way to the end zone while setting up his blocks, showing some shiftiness and being too elusive for all the Windsor defenders. 80 yards, coast to coast, and you get this right here. That's where the deep breath comes in. Now let's show it one more time. Here's all that shiftiness and elusiveness. Following the blockers, they say the fastest thing to do is to go from point A to point B is in a straight line, but he doesn't believe that. No. He says, I'm going to create my own C and see himself into the end zone. 80 yards.
Ooh-wee, that was a long one. Now, if you watched the Raiders-Seahawks game, you saw a little beast mode from Marshawn Lynch. Well, this man right here is taking his beast mode out. Marcus Lofton in West Virginia using that strength. That's why you hit the weight room. There's a touchdown. And this man must be tired because he's playing both ways, like a little bit of Kenny Lofton playing multiple sports. Well, no, this is Marcus Lofton, this time on the defensive side of the ball. Watch the spin move, and then nice block there. Ow.
Great
Two
job
plays
on
in a
that.
one.
Bringing out a nice Cleveland Indian reference. Notre Dame in New York has a QB named Kevin Warmack who had 398 rushing yards and 8 TDs against General Brown. He also had a couple of #MP top plays. This one that made the show left defenders going one way while he goes the other. Seeing these types of cuts after my ACL surgery make me turn away, while at the same time leaving me wanting to see more, as they are so impressive. Jaw-dropping, like the title says.
We're going to head to Florida now. Plant High School, home of Aaron Murray. But this right here, though, Chris, is Jordan Reed. He fields the punt, and he almost gets 2 blocks. They're smart. We don't want an illegal block in the back. Kicker tries to trip him. He says, "Now get out of my way. I got my pink shoes on." At the end of October for good reasons, and that's a great run right there by Mr. Reed in Florida.
Didn't Tony Dungy used to go a lot for those?
Yes.
He did, right? Now, if you remember, the number 10 play this week was a play with multiple laterals but didn't go for a TD. I again bring you a play of the hot potato variety. On the play, it was the final play of the first half. Heber Springs of Arkansas's Hunter Chandler passes to Dylan Moore, who pitches to Pierce Mitchum, who after bobbling the ball tosses to Chandler Marcourt like a perfectly ran Nebraska QB option, 25-yard TD versus Riverview.
All right, we're going to head now to North Carolina. Ian Boyd is about to make this pick in the back of the end zone. He's going to take a knee and just call it. No, he's not. He's going to come out. Well, he's tackled right here, though, so the play's over. Wait, what? No, he's not. He's free, Chris. He is free. That is Ian Boyd. That's going to be a 105-yard TD return. Take it back to the house. He earned that one right there. Well done.
Well done. Now, this play should make the top 10 just because the athlete's name alone. Linebacker Willie Smith of Mount Dora in Florida goes back to Miami, Big Willie style, with the football after blitzing the quarterback untouched and getting through the gap, grabbing the handoff like he was the running back and running it in for the TD. Perfect call, perfect execution. Not the best blocking by the Tavares line.
No, we're going to go to Wisconsin now. Any other week that play before would have been number 1. Not this week, though, because of great catches there by Sam Winniski in a playoff game. That makes it even more special on the road, and somehow Sam, I'm still scratching my head. How did he make that catch? And then how did he keep going for the end zone so good? We're going to see it a third time. Zoomed in a little bit, slow it down, just to show you how great of a catch that is. That's an MP top play and the number 1 play of the week. Whew. Winded from all these plays we've been showing in this show. That we ended with a bang there with that Sam Winniski catch. That was in a playoff game. Speaking of playoffs, it's that time of the season. Scores are so incredibly huge. You want to know who you may be playing in the next round and so on.
The implications of getting people seeing what score was happening and the implication of that score on playoff seedings and everything. That's why quick score is so important. You have to do it correctly if you sign up, and on top of it, please sign up. If you're going to a game this week, you're sitting in the stands, you're watching a game, we would love for you to provide live scoring updates from the stands so that people down the street or across the city or anything, or even the whole nation, can see who's winning, where they're going to be placed in their playoffs, and even the governing bodies can kind of get an early look at who's winning and how they're going to have to seed teams. So please go to quickscore.com, sign up for this game, and start providing live scoring updates.
Yeah, hundreds or even thousands of people relying on those scores from you, so pretty cool to see. All right, for Zach Poff, Steve Spiewak, Chris Stonebreaker, and all of us here at MaxPreps.com, have a great weekend. This is Friday Night Live.
This is MaxPreps Friday Night Live.